Right. So, I've been figuring, like, I've got a bit of time. Let's get a short stream in. Is there something that I can potentially finish in one go? And I sort of settled on this. I saw that it just got a next gen patch, as is indicated by the X and the S next to the on the tab there. And I've been looking to sort of get rid of some of these Game Pass games because they're just building up beyond control now. So I thought I'd give it a whirl, see what it was like. I haven't really played any of these kind of games before, like walking simulators. But hey, now's as good a time as any, right? Annapurna, Reese's favorite company. Not the kind of music I was expecting, I've got to say. Are we in church? Are we just straight in there? Okay, I'm actually in control of this. Oh. That's... Okay, so my left stick doesn't actually move me at the moment. I'm just sat. We appear to be on some kind of ferry. Okay, what am I pressing here? Right trigger, apparently.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
Okay. I gotta say, this looks pretty nice. Oh, hang on. We're not inverted. Inverted, please. Thank you, please. Yeah, this looks
Someone
pretty
had
nice.
put up a chain link fence, but it looked like I wasn't the first person to hop it. My brother Milton disappeared when I was 4. It was like the house just swallowed him up.
Ah, this is an interesting way of doing this. So just walking towards items of interest will trigger speech. Do we actually have controls here? No. I guess just walk.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
Looks precarious as fuck.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
Can we look at the newspaper? I only watched Carl play half of this. Did you like what you saw?
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
Big Brother is watching.
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Okay, which way is forward? I would imagine up, but yeah, let's check down first. That'd be my guess. I don't know now. How far off the beaten path can we go? Oh. Someone couldn't be asked to put up the missing posters. Kind of reminds me of a more substantial Dear Esther. That's another game I haven't played, actually. Is that good? I bet you this is the wrong way. Like, in terms of... Sorry, the right way. Yeah, I'm gonna go up, I think. I feel like this is probably the right way to go. I don't want to miss anything. Yeah, I've not played Dear Esther as well. Yeah, there's no run. Okay, so there's a zoom.
I
Path
wouldn't have
blocked.
driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
No, okay. Oh, hello. Hello, dear. Okay, so actually this is probably the right way. Maybe that's just a different way of going about it.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
Yeah, can I actually... Oh, I can go down this way. Yeah, let's have a quick look. You know me, I don't like to miss content.
The woods around the house have always been uncomfortably silent.
Dear Esther is an interesting game. It's not bad per se, but Dear Esther specifically is kind of esoteric in its storytelling. These Edith Finch tells a more tangible story. Okay.
As if they're about to say something but never do.
After Returnal, I need something a bit more straightforward. So that game did not really spoon feed anything to you at all. Okay, that's cool. That was all that was. I'm talking about Returnal. Actually, I'm not planning to do any more streams for that as far as like story stuff goes, because it's basically done. I will be doing a multiplayer session with Alan at some point on it. I mean, it's the same time, pretty sure I watched the Let's Play of Edith Finch when I was like 14 to 16, so maybe I just was too young to fully get it then. Who knows? Do you mean Dear Esther?
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
They definitely did not get building permission for that.
I asked Edith once
Dragon.
about the dragon in the pond. She said it had killed her husband. I was 6. It seemed like an odd joke to me, even then.
It was real. Oh, look, it's the chair from Devil May Cry 5. Right, so there's no sprint in this. It is literally a walking simulator. Either that or someone was giving a lot of blowies at the local council. Maybe.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
I'd be scared to go in this house. Feels like it's going to fall down around me at any time. Alright, front door seems like the most obvious, doesn't it? But I'd imagine it's probably locked and our key doesn't work.
I hope the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
Yeah, there you go.
Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
I mean, Christ, it would be nice to be left a house, actually. Alright, can't go in through the garage, I take it. No. You have to crawl through the dog flap.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
Nice detail. Not gonna lie, I don't think that stair lift is gonna help you much looking at it from the outside. We're not with a shitload of books on the stairs, no.
The power had been turned off the night we left.
Didn't pay your bills. No, I suppose you didn't need to if you were gonna leave.
For the first time in years, I felt like I was home.
Someone liked to read. Someone liked tuna as well. I assume that's tuna.
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
Lewis Finch. How old was he? He was 22. Yeah, someone really likes to read.
Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot.
Yeah, look, why so many cans of fish?
Or how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
Meow. Oh, you meant the more you meant more the huge fuck off ramshackle tower. Okay. I think this is set somewhere in Scandinavia. Could be wrong though. Somewhere near the Arctic Circle. Really? Okay. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, that is a shitload of fish. Not a fan of salmon myself.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left.
Lots of pictures. Is that not weird having like a window into the garage? Seems kind of strange.
It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture. My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
This is a really cool way of displaying the narrative. Or the subtitles, rather.
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth.
Too many fucking books. This is me, but like it'd be games for me.
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
Eh? Oh, that was cool. Dawn Finch living room. Let's turn on the telly. Or not. This is a pretty nice house. Now we've got a basement.
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
Alright, so I wonder if they're they're also, well, we don't know where they're from, potentially in Scandinavia, but I wonder if they moved over there and it's just the rest of their family that was Scandinavian. What is this? Oh, I've never seen like packing peanut. Oh no, there you go. That makes sense. Yeah. So I've not seen packing peanuts look like that before. Look at this big mystery door. Should we try the basement first? I feel like that might be the thing to do.
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
Ah, okay. Imagine that the garage was built as an extension. That's true. It'd still be kind of weird not to take out the window, but... Not gonna lie, I feel like you could be a horror game character, Tom. Gremlin living in a castle made out of video games. Feels like something you'd see in Little Nightmares. I mean, it's not that scary, really, is it? Get on the lift! I don't know, actually. That might be scary for some people.
Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Oh, she fucking fully sealed them as well. That's really strange. I mean, the garage was like half built. You could still see the chipboard. I feel like garages outside of the UK are kind of like that.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up. Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him. Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets.
Whoa.
Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
That's kind of cool. Let's look at the rest of the house first, though. Yes, but you've lost your mind, and as a result, you're trying to build the next-gen Sega consoles out of human body parts. Well, you know, you failed to mention that bit. That would make it a bit scarier, I suppose. Greg. Oh, Greg was 1. Calvin. Sven and Edie. Sven died really young. Barbara. Barbara was young as well. It looks like... Oh, hang on, no, there is a bit more.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Right, so Barbara was a child actor.
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
Okay, let's see what's in the secret bit. Hi, Mo. Do you think what you plan to use for the joystick? Oh my god, Reese, you make it so bad. Reese is describing a horror game where I'm a game goblin, Mo, that's living in a castle made out of video games. To give you some context.
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me. Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan. But I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
Okay.
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
I mean, it does look pretty mental. December 1947.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
Gerbil food. Don't eat the fish. What's that? I thought about
eating Christopher, but I held back.
Yeah, don't eat the fish. Please. How about some gerbil food?
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Oh, carrot. That's fine. But yeah, don't eat the gerbil shit.
My Halloween candy was all gone.
God damn. Are you surprised though, Reese? I can't say I'm surprised that we're getting a second series.
Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
Okay, so these guys were definitely Scandinavian then.
I kept eating and eating.
Eating toothpaste?
I ate a lot of things that night.
You can see there was something on her hand there. I heard a bird. Don't tell me she's going to eat a live bird.
Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat.
What? Where am I meant to go here? Oh, there you go.
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
This is bizarre. You knew it was coming at some point, right? Plot kind of thickened when they confirmed that Nagatoro Season 2 would be handled by a different studio, but it was still a bit unexpected. I'm glad given they ended on a cliffhanger. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, by the sounds of it, it's not going to be finished anytime soon though, is it? Didn't think you could get hold of a stray copy. Very good, Reese. Very good. You need a controller? Have I run out of battery already? Hang on. Yeah, no shit, I need a controller. I'm not gonna use my fucking, like, mind to play the game, am I? There you go. Oh no, maybe not. I've got a bit of an itchy eye. There you go. Bloody bird.
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
I wonder if there's like extra stuff you can find. Oh, look, there you go. So it was an extension. Although look, that window's not there. So there's one like there, wasn't there? Where are we going? I guess I just got to follow the bird.
I jumped and I almost got her.
Yeah, I don't think there's any point of going off the beaten path by the looks of it.
I could tell she was getting really tired.
Mo, have you seen anything on this before?
Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird.
Reasonable.
I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
Oh, I'm kind of controlling this. Oh.
Rabbits.
Where are we looking?
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons.
Oh my god!
I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
Then I found an elephant.
A mama rabbit. She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating.
So obviously this is a dream.
I was a shark.
Yes! Ah! Oh, hang on. This is what happens when you eat too much toothpaste. Start having fever dreams.
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever. I wanted fat, juicy seals. I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
Like this child is a bit of a psycho.
Grabbed on tight. But I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
What?
Now
Are we
I was
an
a
eel?
monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
Oh, you're just a monster. Okay. Like you do.
I was big, but I moved real quiet.
Okay. something I've seen hentai before. Blah blah blah. Is there actually any like collectibles in this? Like, is there any point in going these other little bits?
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
We got him.
After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it.
Ah, sewers.
Sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe. I got closer and closer.
Gonna eat herself.
All my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
Remember, don't stick your feet out the side of the bed, or the monster will get you.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
There's the cat. Cat! What's the deal with all, like... just all of this shit with the dates on them? Of when they lived till? Seems kind of strange. So it seems like this game might just take place all around this house.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
Built 1937. Avon Finch?
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
Hello, Internet. How you doing? Oh, Sven. Okay. Yeah, sorry, that seems a little bit of a strange
When
S.
Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Ah, so we are... Is that the Danish flag? Is that Danish or Norwegian? My geography fails me. Norwegian.
Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him. Edie knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones. Her room was like a museum.
That's another reading thing there. Oh, there you go, look, Norwegian folktales.
Even in her 90s. Sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
What the fuck? Like a coral carpet. Boo! Game of no mirrors.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
It was fucking heinous. Oh, that's the sealed door. What videos you got? Mole man beneath the Finch house?
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
What year does this game take place in? It seems like it's like modern day. It's just loads of people that have died at different ages. So Edie has died. Yeah, look. Oh, no, that's Odin. Okay.
For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune.
Oh, there you go.
Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind.
Totally normal.
But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
Okay.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Ingeborg. It's set in America, but they're originally from Norway. Okay. Alright, so we can go through here now, I guess. Or not. Nope. Back out the window? What am I missing? Do we huff some gas? Ah, there you go. There's a secret in this bathroom. Subtle.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
That's cool. Thanks, Reese.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Calvin Finch. Milton again. Okay, so we've got a shared room. There's Calvin and Sam. What was that for? For obtaining 120% deportment grade. How do you get... A, what is deportment grade? And how can you get 120% of it?
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him.
Oh, this looks fucking sick room. In the best. We've got another secret. Wow. Oh no, don't. No, go back. I want to check out the little fort first. To the command center. I mean, I would have thought department, but yeah.
I guess my
it said
grandpa didn't like
deportment.
history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Ah, sorry, just having a bit of a drink. So we a little... Oh, we're swinging.
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did.
So is that freckles they've got, or is it some kind of disease? I don't know if this is the right thing to do, by the way. Doesn't seem like there's anything else I can do.
At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, what are we looking? Got something on the foot there.
I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Uh-oh.
Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Calvin, I'm not gonna tell you again.
maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother. The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Is everyone in this family on drugs? Well, I guess you can actually miss some of these then.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room. Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
It's kind of sad.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Now this comes back out here. Is it worth going back out? Don't know if something else would reveal itself.
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house.
Right, so it seems to be... I think it's getting a bit darker. You can always go to the places you went previously. Right. There's got to be a point of no return though, right? Oh, Bigfoot!
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
You should got her own action figure.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Oh dear, that's going to be that's a dodgy cake to eat. How long's that been there for? Hang on. Since not that cake's been there since 1960. I feel like it'd be a bit more fucked up than that.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here.
It does,
with
doesn't it?
another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box.
I wonder if you can do that early.
And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Oh, we've got like a cell-shaded look now. Wait, that's the music. That's the Halloween music, isn't it?
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
Or near enough. Oh, it's turned into a first-person shooter. I'll try and get one in the hole. DMCA, no, the real horror.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
There's the table saw.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Oh dear.
Oh!
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Maybe he is dead. Ooh, skeleton! Fucking it. Why have they got so many books? Can't go through there, can we? No. That was Walter's room, wasn't it? Yeah. It's not letting me go anywhere else. I wondered if there was a little bit of exploring to do.
Walter, are you there?
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Marina's Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara. There's gotta be another way out of here.
People would often mistake their house for a hotel. I don't know about you, but I don't take many books to hotels and leave them there.
That night, she played her part beautifully.
They are a little bit like Wolf Among Us, aren't they?
Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
No, but but that way, when people asked if they had any free rooms, they could tell them they were fully booked. Fuck off, Reese. Fucking hell. You seriously said that just to set up a bad pun? Fucking hell. I'm mad. He's gone.
The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
All she heard was ding-dongs.
Someone at the door was dying to speak to young Barbara. At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Surprise!
Oh dear.
Birthday. That's why she got birthday cake. Yeah, there you go.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen.
Oh no, humans!
Going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent.
Barbara!
She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Jesus. Reese, is this pumpkin man a cousin of yours? Okay, so we know how to get into the
Edie told
basement
me all
now.
Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Blimey.
I guess
I
now I
wouldn't be
know
able
why
to-
Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
I wouldn't be able to actually go in these holes at my age. Knees hurt. Not cousin, but he is pumpkin. I just amazed that you can flip that into another pun. Is the ear going to be in there now? No. Yeah, so I wonder if you could sequence break and just kept doing it. That'll obviously be taken the wrong way. I mean, this... Okay, so this shit is definitely not finished.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
Don't stick your dick in it.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
What?
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
Is this a nuclear bunker?
If there's a pattern in all these stories,
It's death.
I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Alright, we're getting Walter's story next. I mean, Walter was quite old. What was he, 50, 53? He looks fucking older than 53, mate.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week.
Maybe that's what happens if you just live off of canned peaches.
But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost
Who
friendly.
eats canned peaches like this? Walter, apparently.
And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid.
Did he have the things on his wrists before? I'm just wondering, because they all seem to have it. But yeah, it could just be freckles. I like the random new metal music.
It's been a week now. The longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave. Well, I still can.
Anything else we can look at? Nope. What does that say? Jiggly Farms. Canned grape jelly or something? More books. Concord grape jelly. Does that say? Jiggly Farms, is that where the boob physics went? Yes, that's where they are invented. What's that? Alvinos.
I know it's out there somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin.
Right, so Walter tried to hide from whatever he thinks was killing the others. Like a curse or something like that?
Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me.
That'd be where the rumbling comes from.
Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food.
It's gonna get hit by a train.
I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
That is pretty fucked.
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me. Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter.
Wait, what? Oh. Wait, Concord is where it's from?
But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding.
Yep.
I don't want to make the same mistakes she made.
Is this just where he put all of his rubbish? Yep.
Trying to bury something that's still alive.
Anything in the tunnel? No, that's as far as you can go.
Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
How far did Kyle get, Reese? Did he get much further than this? Something's over there. It's just appeared once or twice.
I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me.
Ah, okay. Only saw into the
But I
comic
thought
book
you
section.
should know about your family. And the history you're a part of.
This bit feels like Half-Life 2. For some reason.
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
There's got to be some like little collectibles or something you can find. Surely. Like, can we go to the end of this dock and find something maybe? It's kind of killing me that there's no, like, even just a light jog button. Unless there is, and I just haven't. No.
And when you look at the house,
Back garden.
that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
Did I ever play Everybody's Gone to the Rapture? No. Is that good? How's the journal looking? So we've still got Sam, Edie, Greg, Gus, Dawn, Milton, and Lewis. And I guess Edith by the ends of this. Trash.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
A fucked one.
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one.
Oh yeah, I know Everybody's Gone to the Rapture's another walking sim. I just wondered if it was any
3
good.
of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Burpy, Derpy, and Derpy Jr. and Chirpy and Furpy, Lurpy and Zerpy. Oh. Shatsy. Oh, Shadow. Bailey. Bailey sounds like a dog.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Walter.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
Sven's there. He's just kind of... He's a little leaf there.
She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
Oh wait, is that the old house?
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
Doesn't that look sus down there?
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
Greg, Sam and Gus.
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
Who's Sanjay?
We never found Milton's body, so my mom insisted we were putting up a monument, not a tombstone. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of
Sanjay's in this. Look, there's another leaf there.
me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
Sven was he was down as a Finch, right? So it's not people that aren't related to the family that aren't listed as like a date.
But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Oh God. She got the belly. Oh yeah, she does. It's totally not sketch.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
So Sam is the one that went to the army, right?
They were both pretty intense.
Guns, guns, guns!
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
It's going to turn into a first-person shooter.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Alright, so he's big into hunting. Who's Kay? Is that his other half? Oh yeah, Firewatch is another one I need to play. Oh, there's a little door. No. Not yet. How old was Sam? Sam was 33?
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Hmm?
Perfect.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything? It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it?
It's quite an interesting way to do a transition.
Please just take the damn picture.
Hey, language.
Oh, wait, we're meant to be taking a picture of her. Ah, okay.
I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
Of the island,
You're right, Dad.
maybe?
It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Or not. Birdie.
Aw.
This feels like something I could get an achievement on for like finding different things to take pictures of. Ew, the pictures are in 480p. I think photos from like this kind of camera would probably be quite good actually. What am I actually looking for here? Birdies? No. Don't know.
Definitely should not have drunk
oh,
all
there you
that
go.
coffee.
I didn't realise you could go around that far.
Hold still while I take a picture of you.
I definitely won't be moving.
Are you done yet?
Does it sound like I'm done? Nothing quite like being outside.
P forever. So you can just,
Oop.
you can turn
A
right
little more
around.
gas in the tank, I guess.
Why would you take a picture of your dad peeing?
Hey!
That's a keeper.
That's kind of
I'm
weird.
just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Don. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Don, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Don, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph? You don't need to waste any more film on me, kiddo.
I love you, Daddy. What about this sign? Oh, this gun.
Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip. Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire.
Oh, this cup of
We
coffee.
found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere. I bet if I could remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time. Give me a minute to check the map.
I guess we just gotta wait. Oh no, hang on. I couldn't look this far around before.
Let's see.
Dad!
Good eyes, Don. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of him.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Turn off your imagination. Focus on your target. Let me get behind you.
do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Dawn!
Yep.
I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
Oh, I'm actually controlling him.
Sorry, Dawn. Just gotta reset the timer.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
still...
normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Oh shit.
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Well, I don't know, bit of karma there maybe. No, hunting. I don't know if it's the same for you guys. Hunting to me is kind of weird, but then you know, I think sustainable hunting is a good thing, isn't it? From what I understand. I think Sven was Edie's husband. Yeah. Meal ready to eat. That's the military rations, I guess.
can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
So how old was Gus? Gus was 13?
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
We bonk someone on the head with it.
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart.
Now to gather the rest of the words up.
I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that I
now
remember.
pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Fuck you, old man.
The wind picked up and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
I know, you get blown away by a storm.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made.
Oh, it's fun.
The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
Yeah.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
Imagine getting killed by a tent. How embarrassing.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Is there a reason for all of this bad luck?
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
Oh, check out that PC. Drugs? What? Yeah, it's not bad luck, it's just drugs.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Right, okay, there you go. There's your answer. Fly to India.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Lewis was born a year later.
Yeah, so Lewis is her brother. So does that mean her milk? Because if this tree is anything to go by, does that mean the That Milton's her brother as well. It is her brother, isn't it? Sorry, it did say at the beginning.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go.
Did I miss something? Ah, there you go.
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
I swear that didn't show up first time I went by it, but I am potentially blind. Ah, there you go. Although, yeah, it's probably just the quick way back down, wasn't it? Shouldn't be doing all this while you're pregnant. Yeah, there'll be a story up at the top here, I would imagine.
I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back.
Yeah,
and
Milton
see kids
keeps
in the house again.
Milton keeps coming up.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
Do you think Milton's hiding in the house somewhere? Because we've seen him like write a few things down in some of the secret bits.
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
Homeschooled? Great job.
But it didn't last.
Okay, so that's all of them. So, I guess we're the babby. Scientific method, observation, question, research, hypothesis, experiment, data, conclusion. Is that correct, Reese?
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
Seems dangerous. Yeah, that Milton, 1992 to unknown. We still haven't actually seen what our character looks like yet. Actually, I guess since Dawn died after Milton, maybe Dawn's story won't be till later. Yeah, maybe. We're gonna get find that Milton just got stuck somewhere.
I think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family.
No, he's really good at drawing.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Is it a flip book? We did see the door downstairs. It looked like a door.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
Right. definitely feel like we're going to find him.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
Is there something behind this? No. No? Okay.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Ah, there's another little bit. Fuck stepping on this shit.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
No, that would at least partially explain why they've got so much fish. Actually, do I want to do that yet? Or do I want to go up? Oh, I can't.
Lewis's
shisha.
room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Okay, so Edith does weed then. Marijuana.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery.
Nope.
But he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to...
Are we going to put our hand into it? What am I looking at there?
wander.
Oh. Huh. Oh, this is like fucking Gauntlet. Can I do both at the same time?
It. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads.
He's a wizard.
And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more.
Wow, this is really interesting. Ah, long time no see. How are you, Seth? It's been a long old time. How have you been? Yeah, no, pretty good. Too warm, but alive. How about you? What have you been up to?
I worried about him then.
I don't suppose you played this, have you?
Daydreaming at the cannery.
Can we? Oh, we can't go up there yet. Definitely going to get his hand cut off.
But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused.
Just got back from a pool party, so very hot. Oh, that sounds kind of good, actually. I've never been to a pool party.
Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on.
It's a strange game. It's a walking simulator, and it's so far it seems like this family are just really unlucky because everyone seems to just die in really strange ways.
I even encouraged him.
He's definitely getting his hands caught in that, isn't he?
First. He told me he'd made a new friend.
Oggy.
On the edge of a city he named Lewis-topia.
Lewis-topia? Well, I mean, at least this one seems to be in regards to drugs.
He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians.
Why the killing of fish, though? So he's working in a cannery, but he's daydreaming while doing so.
And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something.
Okay, so did he like D&D and weed?
His imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him.
What, the blade?
That all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished.
Oh, sorry, that way.
He held an election for mayor. And he won.
Oh, it's like Mario. I think that's what they were going
begged
for
him
there.
to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him.
I feel like daydreaming at this kind of job would probably be quite dangerous.
He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on.
Don't you think?
New Louisville. St. Louis.
St. Louis.
He started drifting away from our reality.
Ah, so he's playing too many video games as well.
Minneapolis, until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery.
Minneapolis.
Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
Keep daydreaming.
In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen.
Oh, so you can pick there, that's interesting. Okay. So I'm just really concentrating on this right now.
The queen was on her own quest for
radiant rainbows. For sure. Uh-oh.
radiant rainbows.
AKA drugs.
He followed the sound of her
Electric sitar.
Electric sitar.
Ah, I missed it.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound.
Oh god. He's like fully
He knew
immersed
the world
now.
was all in his imagination.
This is so
But he was so
strange.
proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
This feels like your daily life. What do you dream about?
For someone who'd
Being
never
a
known
prince.
success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming.
While cutting fish all day.
And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
It's quite clever, isn't it?
My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Ah, so this is him at the cannery then. So what's going to happen to him?
He began to forget the world we know.
It's like a bit of a depressing place
I
to
think it pained
work.
him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
Oh wait, is that him? We're having like an outer body experience here.
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
Oh, there you go. Jesus. Imagine, Christ, can you imagine doing that as a job?
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
He's not going to fall into the canning machine or something, is he?
Who'd insisted on inviting him.
You spend a lot of time in your own head / imagination. I've had moments at work where I've like felt above my own body,
His crown.
if that makes sense.
There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head.
Oh no, it's a guillotine.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
So how old was he? He was 22. Oh, Edith's isn't gonna do too well here, is she? Yeah, it's a cool family tree, isn't it? So yeah, everyone, yeah, just most of the people seem to die really young in this. That's kind of the general gist here, or of unfortunate, you know, circumstances. No one seems to be dying a natural death. What's that? CDs or DVDs? Oh, look, he's a streamer. Fucking 2-monitor setup when he was in 2010. Christ, he was way ahead of the game. And he had a Wonderland
Lewis
Turbo.
and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Oof. What's the point in this game? I mean, so it's a walking simulator, so essentially it's just we're walking from one place to another, just uncovering more of the story.
He was so proud of being Indian. I think for him, it was a way to be something other than just a Finch.
Cut it kind of fine with their age. We don't know what year this takes place, do we?
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left.
So did Edie die by herself then?
My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
Christ, yeah. Edie lived for fucking ever. To teach and to learn.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
Okay, so this is Edith's room we're going into now. Right at the top.
But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now was to tell you about that last night.
Is that oh shit. Is that American president in a like spacesuit?
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
Okay.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance.
Oh, yeah, this is pretty much the only room in the house we haven't been into yet.
Had a key to it.
The thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories.
Because of the stories?
I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
Here's Edie's
Dear
bit then.
Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out.
Are we going to go to the old house?
It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around.
Guess we just got to go in a random direction.
I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them.
It's just drugs again.
Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car.
Oh, thank you, John. I will hydrate.
I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone.
Oh, this is sad.
After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it.
John, I hope you feel better soon, dude. Once again.
A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes.
Or we're in the womb right now, right?
And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is.
Oh no, we're being birthed. Or it's the end of a Looney Tunes cartoon.
This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way.
So what remains of Edith Finch is the baby.
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Cursed house is cursed. Story by Giant Sparrow. I wonder if I missed anything there. If it's possible to. So that was like my first, as far as I remember anyway, that's my first walking sim. I don't know if I like them a lot. It's kind of an interesting way of telling a story, but yeah, I think this is the kind of game I'd have to be really in the mood to play. How did she die? Yeah. Maybe giving birth? Or maybe it's going to say at the end here? Yeah, we're going to find out what happened to Milton as well. Oh, that guy's playing Donkey Kong Land, because that's, I think, one of the only yellow cartridges, as far as I'm aware. Yeah, it doesn't really explain why they died as well. Was it a curse or bad luck? The mum was blaming Edie on it. So it was her stories that killed them. Doggy! I don't think it's going to give us anything at the end here. Oh no, look, Mike's doing that face you do when you pass someone in the street. But you don't want to kind of like properly smile at them, you just kind of do that awkward half smile. But no, yeah, this had some interesting bits. I just don't know if it's I don't know, like as a genre, I don't know if it's something that I'd particularly like to play a lot, if that makes sense. Yeah, Edith died, internet, yeah. So what remains of Edith Finch is her child, who was reading the book at the beginning. Annapurna. I don't fuck with Megan. She'll have you. Oh, that's an unfortunate haircut. Did anyone else? I'd never had a bowl haircut myself. Luckily, I managed to avoid that as a child somehow. The playtesters don't matter as much, apparently. Neil Druckmann was a playtester. What, the Neil Druckmann? Trick or treat, smell my feet. Enjoy, thank you. Wait, did they all die as well? I know they didn't. The end. Replay story options now available. Select Edith to play from the beginning. Yeah, because we didn't get... She didn't draw Edie or Dawn's picture in, did she? Yeah, it's that was alright. I mean, how long was that? That was just over 2 hours? Like 2.25 hours? I think that's probably fine for what it is. I think if it was too much longer, it might have been a bit of a slog. I just kind of wish there was, you know, we found out a reason for it. Yeah, that's true. They did die in that sort of final sequence, didn't they? Yeah, so I guess Kay, Sven, and Sanjay were not Finches, and Ingeborg, I suppose. That's why they're like leaves instead. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I've got nothing to base this off of in terms of like how good it is compared to other walking sims. So I mean, it seems alright from what I played there. It would have been nice to have maybe a little bit more interactivity. But maybe this is what the rest of these kind of games are like as well.